All right, everybody. Thank you all for joining. My name is Chad Kozlowski. I'm the operations manager here at KJB Security Products. I have with me team members David Martin, who is our purchasing manager here at KJB, and our awesome partners at DigiScan, Andrew and Dimitri. Andrew has been our main contact since 2013, and Dimitri is one of his main partners and head of tech. So I want to start off with a brief introduction into this company, our partners at DigiScan Labs, and kind of talk a little bit about them, and then we will start the presentation further. So we had the great honor, and it's been a pleasure working with them. We met them in, I believe, probably 2012, 2011, and started our partnership with them in 2013, and it's been nothing but successful since. And we've grown our market and in the detection world substantially in that time. And it's been, like I said, nothing but a pleasure to work with them. They have tremendous technology. And I want to go over a little bit about their company, their vision, and hopefully give you a little bit more insight as to what they do. So DigiScan's lab was established in 1998. The founder and main product developer is a former intelligence officer, has been engaged in special technical means of informational retrieval throughout his career. At the time, DigiScan Labs began to develop counter-espionage means. Communication facilities began to develop rapidly. Mobile communications, the internet, etc. And accordingly, the means of illegal information retrieval ceased to be the tools of special services only, but began to enter the mass market. Now, for example, one highly expensive and hard to obtain covert solution can easily be purchased with current device advanced tech built into miniature video cameras, covert audio recording devices, transmissional devices that use radio channels, built-in GSM, 3G, 4G transmitters. Even modern smartphones have ceased to be just a means of communication between people. Now they are complex devices living their own lives. In fact, a modern smartphone is a device that has a microphone, camera, wireless transmitter, and many programs for different manufacturers that operate algorithms of which we don't always know what exactly they're doing. All this creates both unlimited opportunities for interference with privacy, collections of confidential information, as well as new directions in the security and information protection market. And that's where DigiScan comes in. When DigiScan Labs started to enter the market, you could find two similar solution types for the search of spy devices, which we categorize into two main thought processes. So we have the high-end, high-cost, for example, REI, Barkley, and several other companies, which, in addition to significant costs, also require serious knowledge and additional training. Or we have, which KGB has sold a lot of in our days, low cost, mass manufactured, kind of quote unquote China spy shop class devices costing between $20, $100, $150. They promise vast capabilities, but really have low success rates and are difficult to use in terms of understanding exactly what they're advising you as the user. So DigiScan created the following goals when they entered the market. They want to offer mid-level priced $300 to $1,000 high-end consumer detection devices. They want excellent features and capabilities, ease of use and mastery, attractive designs built with high-level materials, and high reliability. If we talk about assortment, all of our products can be divided into the following categories. Devices that search for illegal transmitters. We have three categories. Consumer level detection series. So those would be like our DD1205, 1206, 1216, which are currently available. And they range between $300 to $800. We have professional level detection series, which would be our DD1217, which is coming soon, with a price segment about $3,000 USD. And that device will do 5G detection, 4G detection. It's a wonderful device we're very excited about. And then we also have professional level counter surveillance sweeping systems. and this will be the Delta series. We are launching the new Delta X G2, which is our second generation version, with a price segment of about $15,000. And then lastly, we have voice information protection devices. So everybody's kind of used to white noise detectors, white noise devices. We use solutions that we have to protect against audio recording with a price segment up to $3,000, as well as devices that protect against leakage of speech, with prices up to $1,000. And that would be like the NG3000, NG5000, the new NG4200, and many other solutions that we do offer. So without further ado, what I want to do is hand this off to the DigiScan team. They're going to do a quick introduction and discussion on their products. This is the first of many webinars we hope to host. This is kind of a quick dive into what they do, the solutions they offer. They're going to discuss the new Delta, and then in the future, we're going to have a more in-depth webinar that's going to go really into the greater capabilities of what the Delta can do, why the Delta is such a great solution for espionage protection, office security, things of that nature. And yeah, thank you very much for joining. And then Dimitri and Andrew, you guys can take over from here.
Hello everybody. My name is Dmitry. And let me tell you about the new system. It's called Delta X, and it's a counter surveillance spectrum analyzer. A new version is portable, easy to carry. As you see on the picture, it couples with the laptop or tablet. And I will tell its main features and about its main features and main advantages. Before talking about detailed features, let me describe what type of device it is. We know portable handheld RF detectors. Sometimes we call them near-field receivers. There are selective RF detectors on the market. There are spectrum analyzers. And there are counter surveillance spectrum analyzers. So the units which have special features for detecting bugs. Delta X is an advanced version of counter surveillance spectrum analyzer. RF detectors or near field receivers, their advantages are firstly affordable price. Their price starts from, as Chad said, from $30 and goes up to $2,000 or $3,000. And their advantages are they can detect all signals, not depending on the modulation or frequency. So easy to use, simple use. You just take the device, go around the room, and you detect all signals. But at the same time, their ability to detect all signals creates some disadvantages, a low sensitivity. Since they capture all RF environment, they receive background signals such as mobile towers and broadcasting towers, Wi-Fi routers, and other wireless devices. So they constantly receive these signals, and therefore they constantly show half or 60 or 30% level on the bar graph. Therefore, it's quite difficult to find a real bugging device because this bugging device is always hidden under the background level. So disadvantage is low sensitivity, and we don't know exactly what signal we detect when we see increase on our bar graph. So it's difficult to understand what signal, and maybe it's interference, maybe it's not, we don't know. There is another type of detectors. We call them selective RF detectors. They don't receive all signals, but receive only some type of signals. For example, we know Protect 1207. Here, it can receive only mobile and wireless signals. Therefore, users use this device for finding GPS trackers on vehicles. So, advantage of selective RF detector is the higher sensitivity because they reject out-of-band signals and receive only desired signals. But at the same time, disadvantage is that they are not able to detect all others signals. Therefore, we cannot use this device as one universal device for detecting or for sweeping in the premises, for example. It can be used only as an additional tool. And spectrum analyzers, they are very powerful, quite expensive, have significantly higher sensitivity comparing to portable bug detectors. We have much more information about what we detect. We see the frequency, we can see the form of signal. But at the same time, these devices demand deep level of knowledge from the operator. So it's necessary to understand what we are doing. And normal people without special knowledge cannot operate spectrum analyzer. Common type spectrum analyzer cannot reject background signals. They receive all signals, and sometimes it's difficult to operate because we must distinguish between normal background friendly signals and real danger, which can originate from our room or from the place which we search. So common type spectrum analyzers are not good for bug sweeping. And here we have special counter surveillance spectrum analyzers. They are much more convenient for sweeping because they have support of signal list, then can create a list of signals which are suspicious, and user can inspect those signals one by one, try to move the system or device and try to pinpoint, to locate, and physically find location of the bug. Signal list makes search easier. Therefore, it's very important feature. Also, when entering signals to the list, these spectrum analyzers can select which signal to insert and which signals to ignore. They are able to use spectrum mask. User picks up background spectrum trace before entering the target place. and then he or she enters the place and uses this spectrum trace as a spectrum mask. So by this method, operator can decrease number of dangerous signals and quickly identify local transmissions only. These spectrum analyzers also have special modes for finding wireless signals, Wi-Fi, 4G, 5G, etc. And sometimes they have inspection of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Comparing to Delta X, they have simply a method of creating signal list. They can use either spectrum mask or threshold, but they cannot use simultaneously both methods. And also, when we zoom in a signal and inspect this signal in detail, we are missing all other ranges and all other bands, which doesn't happen with Delta system. Let me tell you. Delta X is an advanced counter-surveillance spectrum analyzer. It includes all advantages and features mentioned above, and also it has some unique features. Firstly, Delta X was created in order to simplify bug sweeping and to allow normal people with the average level of knowledge to make bug sweeping and to allow people avoid a long обучение какое-то, learning process. The Delta X system is based on the spectrum analyzer. So it is very similar to REI products, but it is more automated. So it does a lot of work automatically. User operator should press one button to start the search, and in few seconds he receives a result in the form of list of signal, and those signals which are suspicious or dangerous, they have red color. They are marked with red color. When the user moves the Delta X, the level of danger changes, and by this method, he can make physical locating or finding physical placement of the transmitter. And another difference comparing to REI products is that Delta X is controlled by a laptop or tablet. This gives a number of advantages. Main advantages are increased space for login data. And the second advantage is convenience of user interface, big screen, and tablets, for example, they support touch function. So user can use touch functions and quickly scroll spectrum, zoom in, zoom out, etc. Delta X detects all kinds of RF listening devices. Its detection doesn't depend on kind of transmission. Any type of modulation, constantly transmitting signal or intermittent, sending audio or video, encrypted or just open channel, it detects all signals from bugging devices. In addition to traditional frequencies, it is very important to detect modern protocols for mobile and wireless signals. We all know that these standards are very easy to access. It is very easy to create bugging device based on and send signal through 4G, 5G, or Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, because on the market there is huge number of boards, like boards for creating any device, like IoT, Internet of Things, smart home solutions, and these cheap boards may cost, for example, $4-5. And on this cheap board, it is possible to create a bugging device sending signal through Wi-Fi, for example, or Bluetooth. So technology is very accessible and very cheap. That's why we know a lot of bugs which use 4G, 5G. User puts SIM card inside this device, and it is able to send audio or video, for example, and also Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It is very important to scan, to check and detect all these bands. So Delta X is able to detect all above mentioned signals. Spectrum analyzer, which is used in Delta, is real time. That's why it has very quick sweeping rate, and that's why it is able to detect short burst signals, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and mobile devices. Sensitivity of Delta X is very high. Comparing to portable RF detectors or near field receiver, as it was mentioned before, RF detectors, near field receivers, they receive all signals simultaneously on one bar graph. That's why this bar graph constantly shows from 50 to 70% level. Delta X is spectrum analyzer. That's why it receives all bands and all signals simultaneously, and they do not interfere with each other. That's why detection distance is significantly higher. When we enter the room with Delta X, we actually cover the entire room and immediately see all bugging devices which are present in this area. Radius distance is about 5 meters average. Sometimes we can receive signals from 20 meters. Very weak, very low level signals we can detect at distance 2 meters. So to cover big room, it is advised to scan, move around the room. You can split the area in 2-meter sections and quickly move along these sections and quickly find very weak signals and very strong signals. If we see on the latest version of Delta X from the rear side, we can see two antennas. One antenna is wideband, and ты же видишь презентацию? Подожди, а я что, не расшарил? А что ж ты не сказал? show. Okay, I'm sorry, I need to repeat a little bit because my presentation wasn't showing. So let me start from the very beginning. I will show the pictures. So Delta X, as you see, is portable device. It's paired with laptop or tablet. Types of RF detecting devices. RF detectors, near field receivers, selective RF detectors, spectrum analyzers, counter surveillance spectrum analyzers, and Delta X. Here we see bugging devices which can be detected by Delta X. Uh, 4G, Wi-Fi, and other bugging devices are also detected by Delta X. If you see on pictures, there is a number of devices which use SIM card. You insert SIM card inside, and you can hear, you can listen, and this device uses probably GSM, 3G or 4G protocols. So Delta X is also able to detect these devices. Distance. A RF detector can detect on average 10 to 50 centimeters, and Delta X has a significantly longer range from 2 to 10 meters. About antennas, we see the appearance of Delta X view from rear. Delta X uses two antennas. One is omnidirectional, and the second is microwave. By using two antennas, Delta X has very good sensitivity thanks to that, and it automatically switches between antennas. When the first part of spectrum is swept, usually below 3 gigahertz, it uses omnidirectional wideband antenna. When for upper part, from 3 to 6 gigahertz, it uses microwave antenna. But when a user makes physical locating of device, it's accomplished in signal analyzer mode. User can manually select microwave antenna. Since it has directional work, it is very convenient for locating process. When you point the antenna onto the transmitter, the signal increases. When you rotate, signal drops. So user can manually select antennas in signal analyzer mode. As for the search, main search mode, the user can select allocation of antennas in the beginning. Delta X performs full data logging. It records signals, bands, danger events, spectrum traces, and how we see the results of this logging. When we enter the stop view log mode, in this mode we can see the results. Left side you can see signal list. In the middle you can see the signal danger events shown on alarms graph. User can use alarms graph for analyzing results of work obtained during a long period of time. For example, you can leave Delta X working for the night, and when you come in the morning, you can analyze the result. You will see the high danger level on the alarms graph. You can click, zoom in, and you can quickly open the time slice, which is interesting for you, on the spectrogram and on the waterfall. So if we compare Delta X with Oscar or MESA, Delta X has full login feature. It can log all information inside the file. Usually one file occupies up to 12 gigabyte for 24 hours. And we can calculate if we have medium-sized laptop with 256 gigabyte, we can get about 20 or maybe up to 20 days of continuous recording. Delta X has the following detecting modes. RF sweep is main mode. It's made for search in entire RF band, RF range. So from 10 kilohertz to 6 gigahertz. Guard 24/7 is practically the same mode, but it has elimination of short transmissions. This simplifies subsequent analyzing of log. So when you want to leave Delta X for long time recording, it's better to use guard mode. Signal analyzer is used for inspection of separate signal or separate band. When you find something suspicious, you can quickly start signal analyzer, inspect the signal, see how it changes level when you move the Delta X or rotate its antenna, and you can quickly make physical locating, find physical location of the transmitter. Stop view log is used for analyzing recorded information, and car tracker detector is a special mode used for detection GPS trackers on vehicles. Let me tell more about this mode. Everybody knows GPS trackers which can be installed on vehicles. Delta X has a special mode. In this mode, it analyzes uplink channels which GPS tracker send to mobile network. They use uplink bands for sending information, and by scanning uplink bands, Delta X quickly finds GPS trackers. Since all other signals are ignored, we have a quicker reaction. We can quickly, immediately find, detect tracker. It concerns SMS mode or internet mode. That's it. And chat.
All right, all right.
Chat. We can now we can show how the system looks.
Yeah, in real time, that'd be great.
Yeah. So let me manipulate with my laptop. This is the device, and at this moment, we we connected the tablet to it. This is Microsoft Surface 7 Pro. Two antennas. This is microwave antenna. This is a wideband antenna. The device has two handles. You can keep it like this, and you can move it. The system is powered from the laptop through USB. Battery resource is typically between 1 and 1.5 hours. For example, this tablet makes it possible to work for about 1.5 hours. And now I think I will connect the device to my computer and share my screen to show the software. Ты можешь включить вот эту антенну, пожалуйста? Вторую. Есть? Сейчас. Где тут наша чудесная страна? Вот она. М? Так, надо не забыть зашарить. Все, есть? Видно? Теперь подключаем. So this is the software of Delta X, and the usual sequence of actions to search for bugs is the following. Firstly, the user must make a special operation which is called update masks. As I mentioned before, to mask the background signals such as from broadcasting and local transceivers, taxi drivers, police, and local services. All these signals exist in the area, and there are approximately 100 or 200 of signals. To avoid analyzing or inspection of friendly signals, we can ignore them by using mask, spectrum mask. And Delta X has this operation update mask. It is said that make sure that procedure is performed at a minimum distance of 50 meters to the target place. So before entering the target room, for example, if you come to your customer and you want to check his premises, you are in the car, and right in the car, you start Delta X and make this procedure. You update masks. So firstly, we must create a log to which the information will be written. Let's create log. And secondly, we must make sure the antennas are connected and start updating. So in real situation, the system, Delta X system, should not be inside the room which you are going to check. You should be at a distance at least 10 or 20 meters. Sometimes it can be the same building, but you need to find another room or place near a window, maybe end of corridor or remote room. You shouldn't be very close. You shouldn't be in the adjacent room. Okay, so our log, which is called main office test, now contains the masks, and now we can enter the room and start sweeping. So in real situation, you enter the room and you start RF sweep mode. Immediately, the system starts detecting different RF devices. In this location, we have 2.4 Wi-Fi. Let me show the signal. 2.4 Wi-Fi. We have 4G. We have DECT, it's a wireless telephone, and 5G Wi-Fi. So let's inspect 2.4 Wi-Fi. At this moment, I think it goes from my laptop. In real situation, the laptop should be in the flight mode to avoid interferences. And when we find the source, when we find the suspicious signal, for example, this one, we can start a signal analyzer mode. Delta X stops sweeping full range and updates just the narrow band corresponding to the analyzed signal, and it has quick update rate. And now we keep our system in hands, move around the room, rotate in different directions. Okay. And when we approach the transmitter, the level will grow, and we will see significantly higher level. For example, now we turned on the test transmitter, and you see a very high level on the left side of the spectrum. I will select. So if we sweep the room and see such high level, we must start signal analyzer mode, and we must make physical location. So to find where the signal is, where the transmitter is, we take the system, keep the system in hands, go around and find where the strongest signal is. And such, in few seconds, maybe 10, 20 seconds, using our directed antenna, we can quickly find the location of transmitter, and then we do what we should do, take screwdriver and open different electronics and outlets and search for transmitter for bugging device. After we found the transmitter or came to conclusion it was a false alarm, because sometimes we can have false alarms from friendly transmitters in a neighboring rooms, in adjacent rooms. We cannot access those rooms. We cannot switch off the transmitter. It is there and it sends signal, and we will detect it from behind the wall. So in this case, we just should know there is a transmitter, and sometimes we can decrease sensitivity and we can adjust the threshold. We can increase the threshold and ignore transmitter or make the detection distance less. Delta X has individual thresholds for mobile and wireless bands. So each band can have own level of threshold. Such we can specify the desired detection distance. Usually we don't want to have too long detection distance. Usually we want to sweep room by room. So we need detection distance about 3-4 meters. Therefore, it is recommended in the user's manual to set the threshold to -60, -70 level. We can adjust the threshold level for each band. After we found the precise location of the transmitter, we found the transmitter, we can start RF sweep again. То выключи. And in addition to digital signals, 4G, mobile bands, 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Delta X will detect all other signals which are out of band. And for example, here we use a test transmitter at this moment, 278 megahertz. Let me show its spectrum. And again, Delta X quickly shows this signal by red color, red bar graph. And when we approach the transmitter, the bar graph will increase. Another method of visualization in Delta X is a locator. Locator is a special graph which displays active signals, and when we approach the active signal, the position of the icon shifts to the center. When we go further, the position goes to the edge of the ring. So by using locator, we can move the Delta X, quickly see active signals, and see how they change their position when we change our position. So it's very convenient for locating the bugs. Mhm. So main sweeping mode is ref sweep, and signal analyzer is used for analyzing separate signals and for physical locating. Delta X also has car tracker detector mode. Let's start. In this mode, only mobile bands are analyzed, and we are able to find GPS trackers on cars. We see on the alarms graph, and if there is a periodical exchange, because GPS tracker might send the coordinates time to time, for example, each minute. So DataX will detect this exchange with network, and alarms graph will see this exchange. By using alarms graph, we can find and decide if we have a tracker on the vehicle. Of course, we need to make some preparations, switch off mobile phones, and be in outside big cities. The best variant is country road. For example, our company makes has service, makes detection of GPS trackers in cars, and we use the same road, which is in country, and spend approximately 30 minutes. Operator is in the car, and the car is goes slowly to 30 minutes. And in this mode, we analyze what we detect, and we quickly can identify and find trackers and all other mobile devices which are present there. So, chat, is it okay?
Yeah, that was great. That was definitely great. So, let's see. Okay. Yeah, that was perfect. Actually, we went in a little bit more in depth than I thought we would on the Delta, but I think that was that's a wonderful. I think that the reason why most people are here is to see the Delta and get information on it. So that dive was awesome, and I think hopefully beneficial to everybody. I do want to thank everybody for joining us today. Again, if you have questions, I don't really see much posted in the chat, so there's really no questions that looks like we'll have to answer. Let me increase this screen real quick just in case I miss anything. Yeah, we're good. We will be sending out a recording of this video in a future email. And if anybody has any questions or wants to talk more in depth about the product or anything that we can assist you with, please feel free to contact us at KJB Security Products. You can send an email to sales@kjbsecurity.com, or you can call us on our 800 number. Again, my name is Chad. I'm the operations manager here at KJB, so you can ask for me. I want to thank our partners at DigiScan Labs. Dimitri, thank you very much for your assistance with this. Hopefully this is the first of many webinars we'll be doing here in the future. I thank you all for coming and joining with us. I hope you have a blessed day, and look forward to speaking with some of y'all on any questions you may have. All right, thank you.